bringing you the truth, or something like the truth. This is the Bottom Line Podcast from 100.7 The Score.
I'm Mike Hebert, owner of Cantex Roofing and Construction. Every day is game day, and we'll get it right when it comes to your roofing, construction, windows, and mirrors. Call Cantex Roofing and Construction today. Together, we are one serving you.
Hey, what's good? Happy Thursday, good afternoon, and welcome. This is The Bottom Line on 100.7 The Score. 100.7 The Score mobile app, presented by Happy State Bank, TSportsNetwork.com, and on television, Fox 34 News Now. Also YouTube, Fire Stick, Roku, Apple TV. A lot of different ways you can take us in, however you're doing. So we thank you for making us part of your Thursday afternoon. Alongside Trent Hilliard, I'm Choice Woodman. Lucas White across the way taking care of us. You can also hit us up if you like. We welcome the thoughts, the comments, the questions, anything and everything there on the Yates Flooring Center chat line through that 100.7 The Score mobile app. Take the app anywhere with you. Even listen in if you're out in Venus, Texas. On Venus? In Venus? I don't know.
Let's go Venus.
I don't know which. That is south of Midlothian, if you know the DFW area. I actually know where that was.
I was just going to go general of Fort Worth, but
yeah, that's easier. A lot easier. I don't know if they have a school there. I don't know if that's one of those.
Venus?
Do they?
They do.
They like 1A or
no? They're
grown.
They're three or four.
Really?
Yeah. I had a guy that student taught for me quite a while back, and he was from Venus.
From Venus.
Yeah, he was from Venus.
That's a pretty fun thing to make fun of. This guy's from another planet. Y'all can tell us what you want to talk about. It's middle of summer, so we'll get into anything and everything you'd like to. We'll talk, talking season stuff, rankings, and Big 12 Athlete of the Year and position groups and whatever you got, we'll get into it over the next 3 hours or so as we creep closer. 44 days away from Texas Tech football season. We're almost inside of a month. Saturday will be exactly a month away from college football.
That's
That'll
exciting.
be week 0 games. So I'm ready for football. Heck, high school football starts earlier than that. I guess Thursdays and Fridays so I guess I think we're a week or a month out exactly from some high school games.
From it getting started, huh?
Getting underway. So if you're thirsting for football, like a lot of us are at this time of year, not too much longer. So we'll get into the conversations and everything. We can even talk SEC Media Days as their arrogance just continues to spew. Man, if you don't like the SEC, just turn on the television during media days, and it is vomit-inducing. Just the pure arrogance that overflows from that thing.
Yep.
John Summerall, the Gators coach, saw a quote from him earlier today. He said, what did he say? When I was growing up, I only knew of 3 leagues: the AFC, the NFC, and the SEC. I'm like, look, Coach, I know you're excited to be at Florida, but
a guy who hasn't coached an SEC game yet.
Not a down. So that's great when you're pitching that on the recruiting trail.
Well, yeah,
fine and dandy,
yeah.
Good. Don't sit up there and say that in front of a mic. There were a lot of national championships during his lifetime. Over that span of time that went to other leagues. The Big 12 won 6 of them during his lifetime. ACC 3, SEC won 3 when he was growing up. Big 12 won 6, by the way. So, yeah, it's that's what's so blech when you're watching this stuff. But no one hypes the SEC better than the SEC.
The thing about when you say stuff like that as a coach, you're excited and all that.
Sure.
Well, you better do well, because now that comes back. Does somebody in the Big 12 want to hire a guy who just basically said, I didn't pay attention to you after it doesn't go so well in Florida? Anybody in the ACC want him? What? It's like, man, you start burning some bridges with some comments like that.
It does. You're sitting there, and then someone can recruit against you with your own words like that.
Yeah.
He fails at Florida State and ends up at Georgia Tech. And you're recruiting against Georgia Tech. It's Georgia and Georgia Tech down to an Atlanta kid. Be like, hey, this is what their coach said.
Yeah.
You better come to the SEC. Yeah, your words. I like a coach that doesn't shy away from stuff, but there's still, you can measure a few things.
Yeah. There's different ways to say it without. But he's fully bought into the SEC and their exclusive me group.
There's plenty of it. But as much as I like to rag on the SEC and some of the asininity that comes with it, the SEC's in the position they are right now, as far or where they're at right now, because they're the greatest propaganda machine that college football has had. They've done an excellent job of promoting themselves. When the Big 12 had opportunity to do so, you had Bob Bowlesby in charge and couldn't walk without tripping. So the SEC has done a fantastic job of brainwashing people for 20 years in college football. And this is largely how they did it. Now at this point it's just gross, but they deserve credit for creating a narrative in college football. And it stinks that we go off of narratives and perception in college football when in the NFL they go off of what happens on the field.
Right.
That's what I'm not making fun. Don't get me wrong. This is not a comparison to Martin Luther King Jr., but I do have a dream that one day in college football we can actually use the product on the field as a measuring stick. We can actually use the product on the field as the determining factor of who gets in a postseason, of who gets to go where, instead of a bunch of guys in a committee room telling us, this is who we think should be there.
Yeah.
There's systems in place, like every other sport. Everything but college sports. Everything else, high school, pro, heck, pee-wee football, they let what happens on the field determine, who gets to move on, who gets to advance. But we have to have Nazi-level propaganda in the SEC to tell us how to do things in college football. That was kind of a rant to start things off. I wasn't planning on that. I apologize. I'll let Trent talk a whole lot more.
Getting to the point, but taking the scenic route to get there. This is the Bottom Line Podcast from 100.7 The Score.
So Thursday afternoon on the Bottom Line, 100.7 Score and the 100.7 Score app. Joyce Woodman, Trent Hilliard, yours from the First United Bank studio. Keep your thoughts and comments rolling in on the 8th Flowing Center chat line. Texter here says 2 current Friendship Tiger baseball players are playing in the Connie Mack World Series in Farmington, New Mexico starting tomorrow. Brody Prather, Mason Fritz. They're representing the West Texas Premier Amateur 12 team in the 18U event. All games streamed with some broadcasted on ESPN. It's cool.
That's awesome.
And they're on the Doolin Dodgers American team. Okay. Mr. B says, is that the same AJ DeBanza that had a whopping 13 points on us here in Lubbock? And Olivia Miles is a baller, is making her presence known in the WNBA. What a surprise. Caitlin got another technical. She did get another technical foul last night. I don't like the tech that she got. One girl it was a double technical. The girl who's guarding her was talking about shutting her down, and then Caitlin Clark pointed to the scoreboard and said scoreboard. I don't think that's technical worthy, but
no,
especially at that level.
Yeah, right.
But I mean, it's what it is. She's had 6 technicals, so she's kind of set the reputation.
Get the reputation, yep.
So you get that, and now she's in a spot where she gets another one. The 8th in WNBA is a suspension. Who knew Caitlin Clark and Rasheed Wallace were so similar?
I was going to go Draymond Green.
Yeah, that's more modern. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
Rasheed used to be my least favorite guy in the NBA. I grew up as a guy that was, you don't get technicals, you don't. I mean, that's how I grew up. The closest I ever got to getting a technical is I was a captain on a senior year on my basketball team, and I went up to the ref and was like, and asked him a question. I'm like, hey, can you watch for this? He said, get away or you're about to get a technical. It was ego. That was the closest I ever got. I'm like, oh, okay. Step away. Now I kind of wish I would have got a couple technicals after the fact. It's been a while since your last technical, right?
I went, my last maybe 4 years without getting a technical. It was
I got to be honest. There was a couple times I wanted you to. There's some calls in San Angelo. I'm like, come on, coach, get a tee. Get teed up over that.
Well, and that's where, my first years with those officials, you might do it, and then afterwards you realize it's only going to get worse if you do that.
That's
and
true.
So you're just like, okay, I just got to, take this. We got to move on, try and be better than all of them. And most of the time there, we were either crushing them or it was a very close game that you go, I really don't want to get a technical in this situation here.
Fair enough.
We've got to be careful with that. So
that's all right. Paul Page got enough for both of you. He got plenty.
Yeah, I used to be good for about one a year.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, I mellowed out. I think my last few years, or wised up maybe, and didn't get any. So.
Yeah. Someone says, so you're saying we need to set up a race on the Sharp between Chuck and Choice? No, I don't drive as fast as Chuck. I'm usually allegedly. If you say allegedly on the radio, I can't get you for it. I'm usually allegedly around a 5-over guy. That's usually where I am.
Which I think is safe, isn't it?
That's pretty safe.
Isn't that what they say, that you're good? They're not pulling you over for that, or you're not getting ticketed?
You're not getting ticketed.
For that.
There's occasions where I'll accidentally go a little more than that, and that's when I've gotten. Like if it's under 10, I think you're still not getting a ticket in almost every situation. But
in town, I'm pretty much staying to the speed limit, maybe a couple of miles over. Yeah. Out on the highway, I'll go as fast as the lead wants to take us.
It's the lead.
So if you can get those college students, that are heading to the Metroplex
heading
or something
home.
Like that, then show me the way and let's go.
The hardest is always going to be in the school zone.
That's
yeah.
That'll get you. All right, y'all continue to bring in those thoughts on the Yates Flooring Center chat line. Whatever you want to get into, we can chat about. Did you see your boy Pat McAfee? What he's up to? Besides
the $60 million man.
Besides staying at ESPN while everybody else is getting canned. Man, there's some layoffs that this started 10, 12 years ago for ESPN, where they start getting rid of some really good talent. Some of it, like Ryan Clark, I couldn't give a hoot. I don't care for the guy. I mean, getting fired on air is about as disrespectful. While
Yeah.
you're on air is about as disrespectful as it gets. But Karl Ravech, God, that's been there 33 years. That's rough. I hate to see it when you are giving guys 60. Like Pat McAfee, part of his is the college game day stuff, so I get that. But Stephen A. Smith, these guys that are making massive amounts of money for daytime television, is that worth it? We're going to get rid of our best Sports Center guys or Baseball Tonight guys or yeah, I hate to see some of that.
Well, my whole deal on stuff like that, and I guess it's the democracy and economics of things, is why? If you give him $35 million, is he going somewhere else? You're going to lose him to Fox or whatever. Why do you have to give him $60 million? I mean, it just seems like you're overpaying someone who really doesn't have, I mean, there's like one other option for him.
Yeah.
And that's it. And so I don't think he's going there. And so I just don't see why they're firing other people and paying someone like that amount of money. Now, he brings eyeballs, and he brings young eyeballs and enthusiasm and a whole lot of stuff that others don't, but I don't think you have to pay him $60 million to have kept him doing what he does.
That wasn't what I was talking about with Pat McAfee, the giant contract. What do people do when they're like, I've got it all right now? Let's put out a country album.
No.
I have not listened to any of this. Well, it hasn't been released. August 14th is when this thing will be released. At first, I thought it was a fake, but I think this is real. Unless it's not right time for April Fools.
No.
Pat McAfee's making a country album. He says it's been in the works for a long time. The Diary of a Polarizing Figure is what this is titled.
That sounds like a Taylor Swift title.
It kind of does, doesn't it? So he announces this on Instagram. And then Luke Combs comes out and says, not calling me on this, unforgivable. Again, don't know if it's a joke or not, but apparently there's no featured artists on the record either, but this can't be good, right?
Here's what could be good. Maybe he'll have a great anthem in there that West Virginia says, hey, we're going to adopt this. And they'll stop the country roads, and they'll start with the McAfee anthem.
Okay.
And that would be right there. They just concede that over to us, and it becomes the Pat McAfee deal.
I mean, there's been all sorts of people that have tried doing there's been all sorts of artists that have tried doing a country album. I mean, Ray Charles did a country album at one point. Bob Dylan did one. There's been artists that have done it. And then there's been others like McAfee. Who was I thinking of that did one? Oh, remember when John Daly put out a country album?
Oh, gosh. No, I don't remember that.
Really? There's actually one banger on there. There's one called Hit It Hard.
Oh, gosh.
We might have to have Lucas pull up some John Daly.
There we go.
And listen to some John Daly. Yeah. That's going to be the measuring stick. All right. Is Pat McAfee's country album better than John Daly's country album?
Boy, there's competition right there.
Does any of it compete with Chris Gaines, which was the rock album?
Bringing you the truth, or something like the truth. This is the Bottom Line Podcast from 100.7 The Score.
Happy to be part of your Thursday. It's the Bottom Line. That's what until 3 o'clock today on 100.7 The Score in the 100.7 The Score app. Coming up in about 30 minutes, USA Today has done a ranking of college football programs. Not a ranking for this season, but where the programs are right now. So top 25 rankings. We'll take you through some of that in about a half hour or so. But right now, let's get to our question of the day.
Time now for Jamie's question of the day on 100.7 The Score. Brought to you by someone not named Jamie and presented by Connecticut of West Texas. Life's hard, your water shouldn't be.
All right, Trent, Evelina, our fine listening audience. There's been a lot made of Texas Tech's new stadium sponsor and the new naming rights to Texas Tech Stadium. Galaxy Stadium. It'll take a while to get used to. To some, it'll just be the Jones forever.
Yep.
But I'm asking you today because we know, I think, that a jersey patch is imminent. It is really for everybody because that's more revenue to be made. So some Big 12 schools have already announced it. OSU announced theirs, a casino and hotel. Kansas, I can't remember what it was, but it was a pretty lucrative deal. Texas Tech's going to have a jersey patch this year. The deal is probably already done, if I were to guess. I doubt they're still exploring. But if you got to pick the company that you would want to see advertising on Texas Tech's jersey, who would it be? Can be
just based on anything.
Could be whatever you want to see that would be advertising on Texas Tech's jersey. It could be based on fit or what you like the most.
I'm gonna go Dairy Queen.
Okay.
Just because it is
sign.
Texas, it's small town.
Okay, I like it.
Area. It's just fitting, and as long as they were able to fork over enough money or whatever, then and then maybe we can hand out free blizzards and top the ice cream that BYU hands out. So yeah, I'll go Dairy Queen on that one.
I like that a lot. Evelina, what company are you putting on Texas uniforms?
Maybe Chick-fil-A.
That's
good.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Chick-fil-A, I'm kind of like Jamie, a little OCD when it comes to the colors and stuff. I like all shoes to match the uniforms if possible. I'd like it, so I would go along those same routes, along the same route. First off, I think it would be hilarious. This isn't my answer, but I think it would be hilarious if Texas Tech just, thumbed their nose at the Big 12 one more time and had Red Bull as the sponsor. You got the Monster logo over here on this patch, and then you got a bigger Red Bull logo.
Hey, and it fits right in with the Matadors and all that. So
I think it would be phenomenal. Take this, Brett Yormark. You could make the Big 12 hate you even more.
Yeah.
Oh, it would be.
That'd be awesome.
I would love it. That's what I want to happen. I don't think that'll happen because I'm sure they probably had to sign some agreement for the Monster deal. But I was actually going to go, and this is nothing special. I think people will say Double Eagle or some sort of oil thing that just fits your program. I would be great with any of that. Coca-Cola would be mine. I love Coke myself, way too much. But it's just a red one. They're already a sponsor in your stadium, and I just think you could make it look good on the jersey. So
yeah, for sure.
That's what I do. Like the Dairy Queen. I like all of y'all's. Chick-fil-A would be good because that's the exact same thing. Color scheme, you could make it look good on the jersey. Dairy Queen would fit Texas. So I think there's a lot of different options. I want to hear some of yours on the Yates Flooring Center chat line. Who would you want to see as Texas Tech sponsor patch? Surely we're going to get an announcement on that sometime soon. I think we'll have Texas Tech media days have to be within basically. It's almost always right before they start practices, a day or two before they start practices. So media days will probably be somewhere around August 3rd or 4th. So that's not too long away.
Right.
Might get a sponsorship unveiling with that. Wouldn't be surprised if we.
So the uniform's going to have on one side, you'll have the Big 12 and the Monster, and the other side.
That's the thought. We still have no idea what this Big 12 Monster logo looks like. If it's an overlay where there's a Monster on top of the Big 12, if it's side by side, we don't have a clue. I don't think. I haven't seen any renderings unless something else has come out. But yeah, I think you'll have your normal Big 12 patch where it's been for years. And then you'll have the opposite side is where most believe the patch will be for your sponsorship. That's in addition to an Adidas or whatever else you got. Right.
Which I saw, I think it was Arkansas the other day.
Were they Tyson?
They did their new uniforms. It wasn't either one of those. I can't remember who it was. But I know they moved the Razorback to the collar. Right there in the middle, instead of to the side, because now they had, I guess the Nike, and then they had the sponsor or whatever. So, yeah, and that's the deal. You've got to have the Adidas on there, and then you've got the Monster, and then you have your sponsor, and I'm sure you can have sponsors, but I'm sure there's limitations as to where they say you can actually put that.
Getting pretty NASCAR.
And I don't know if you could put it on the side, on the shoulder pads, on the back, just above your name. Who knows?
I thought someone was serious. Bobby Hot Dogs posted a picture on our Yates Flooring Center chat line saying Baylor has already released their jersey patch, and it is. It says Woodman Estates on the. AI is amazing. That looks real.
That's good and quick. Huh?
AI is amazing. It scares me how good AI is sometimes. That was funny, Bobby Hot Dogs. Yeah, I'll concede.
Man,
that.
he's bringing them all in right there. Golly. The Estates, the Baylor, the.
Not a fan there, but yeah, it'll. I'm curious what Texas Tech will be. It could be a company we've never heard of, because I had never heard of Galaxy before last week.
Yeah.
Didn't know what it was. Had to go look it up. People didn't like it when you look it up. But
and that's what they're getting out of the sponsorship.
That's exactly right. You're getting a bunch of people that are Googling and searching for it. So that's the idea behind one of these sponsorships. I think in a lot of cases, I don't know, does the Dairy Queen logo on Texas Tech's uniform make you like, man, that makes me hungry? Advertising works. We know that in the radio business. Mr. B says, Coach has me thinking about Dairy Queen again, but it's Thirsty Thursday, so I'm going to go to the bar after I get off work.
There we go.
I don't know. You say Dairy Queen, I'm sitting there on a hot day thinking about a blizzard. It works. So... someone says, can Double Eagle purchase a patch for Cincinnati to wear on their jerseys? Please buy them a DraftKings patch for the win. Oh, man. I'm sure there's rules at some point. I don't know. Where's the cutoff for DraftKings and FanDuel and all that stuff?
Right.
That would be the other thing that would thumb their nose at the rest of everybody. If Tech got a BetMGM or something sponsorship, just go for it. They'll pay you a lot of money. Their money's green. Yeah, I don't know. I don't want something that's just, gaudy, a different color. I'm trying to think. A blue Walmart patch would not.
Right. I think whatever it is will be done in the color of the uniform.
I hope so.
I don't think they'll do the other. So
we'll find out though.
Yeah.
Sooner, I assume. I mean, we're 44 days from kicking off the season, so.
And 75% of the people will be angry with it, whatever it is.
I think probably. I don't know. If it's Double Eagle, probably everybody's Like, all right. That's probably the best case scenario for a lot of people.
But they're already given the money. Let's go find somebody who's not
and that's why I
currently
think
doing
it
it
won't be that.
and get somebody.
I think you're going to get a unique sponsor to it.
Yeah.
This is the bottom line.
Bringing you the truth, or something like the truth. This is the Bottom Line Podcast from 100.7 The Score.
It is a Thursday with the Bottom Line on 100.7 The Score and the 100.7 The Score mobile app. Joyce Woodman, Trent Hilliard here from the First United Bank studio. I'll continue to bring in thoughts, comments, reactions of any sort on the E8's Flooring Center chat line. We'll get some more of those in a moment. But first, it is time for Trent to give us a statement, and we get to tell him he's wrong. Maybe.
All right. Big 12 non-conference football games. There's 13 games that the Big 12 plays against other Power 4 teams this year.
Okay.
Tell me I'm wrong that the Big 12 won't win 50% of those. I'm saying that they will not get to even 50%.
So they're going to stay below that mark.
Right. So 13, I actually have 5. They're winning 5. And here, I'll read them off real quick for you.
Okay.
Who plays?
Pulling up my schedule matrix here.
You've got TCU versus North Carolina in Ireland. Baylor versus Auburn in Atlanta. Cincinnati versus Boston College. Colorado at Georgia Tech. Arizona State at A&M. Iowa State at Iowa.
Okay.
Kansas at Missouri. I think that's right. For some reason I was thinking they were maybe playing at Kansas. I need to double check that
I
one.
thought they played at Missouri last year.
Yeah, for some reason I was thinking they were playing at Kansas at their revamped stadium. I don't have it wrong here, but Oklahoma State versus Oregon.
Yeah, it's at home for Kansas.
Okay. Good. UCF at Pitt. Utah versus Arkansas.
Okay.
Colorado at Northwestern. West Virginia versus Virginia. And BYU versus Notre Dame.
Okay. So I'm going to just kind of go through them to get you. You think there will be less than half, so
Yes.
6 or less wins for the Big 12. Arizona does not play one. Sorry.
Nope.
So Arizona State, Michigan State. I'm going to take ASU. There's one of mine. Baylor against Auburn. This one's neutral site, I believe.
Yes, Baylor versus Auburn.
Neutral site.
Okay, you said Arizona State doesn't play Michigan State,
They don't?
right?
Yeah, they open against Michigan State in week 1.
They play Oregon. I mean, they play A&M.
Oh, they play both.
Okay.
They've got both. So they open against Michigan State. According to the matrix here, I'm looking on the Big 12 website. They got...
That's Morgan State.
Gosh dang, I can't read. Hold on. Do I need reading glasses now? Thanks for the correction.
There we go.
I promise it looked like... Oh, that helps. I found a way to go full screen on this.
Okay.
That's Morgan State, guys. What are y'all talking about? That was confusing, Trent.
Yeah.
That was confusing him. Okay, so A&M, that's a loss to me. That changes things. All right. Auburn's a toss-up. I'll hold on to that one. BYU. So BYU doesn't play one. Is that correct?
Notre Dame late.
Oh, Notre Dame.
Yeah,
there it is.
week 8. They're the only one that's not in the first few weeks.
That one's a toss-up to me at this point. So still no wins I'm locking in. Pitt and UCF. If it wasn't at Pitt, I would have picked UCF, but at this point, no. Man, you're looking right so far. Boston College and Cincinnati. Give me Cincinnati just because it's Boston College. So one so far. Colorado Northwestern. I don't know. I'll take Colorado in that one, but lose to Georgia Tech since they play two of them. So a couple of them. Houston doesn't play one, right? Just making sure I'm not missing it.
Right.
Iowa State has Iowa. That game's going to be claw your eyeballs out. Most years I'd say it's a toss-up, but Iowa State looks rough this year. So another loss. Dang it, this is not looking good for the Big 12 Conference. Missouri and Kansas, misery. Whew. K-State doesn't play one, a power team, because they got Tulane and Washington State. Oklahoma State, Oregon, yeesh. TCU will beat North Carolina a second straight year. I think I'm confident in that one. Tech doesn't play one. Utah gets Arkansas. They'll win that one. And West Virginia could beat Virginia. There's about 3 toss-ups to me. I have 4 wins down and 3 toss-ups. So there's a chance you could get if all of those went the way of
right.
But law of averages, I'll say, won't happen. So I'm agreeing with you. You will be below 500 in the non-conference Power 4 games. Sorry, that was a really long way to get there. I just had to go through it.
Well, it is. Lucas, Evelina, Young.
I got TCU beating North Carolina.
Yeah.
I've got Cincinnati beating Boston College. West Virginia beating, obviously, Virginia by 100.
I hope so.
Let's see. Do we consider the Pac-12, right?
No, we don't.
No.
That's not
No.
power. Yeah. Georgia, Colorado plays 2 of them, Georgia Tech and Northwestern.
They'll lose both of those.
They're both on the road.
Iowa's going to be Iowa State. Auburn's going to be maybe 3.
Okay.
Oh, and Utah and Arkansas. So 4.
4. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you were actually higher on them than.
Yeah.
Which ones?
I have TCU beating North Carolina.
Yeah.
Cincinnati beating Boston College. I have the UCF at Pitt.
You do
UCF
have that
winning that one.
I think that's possible.
Yeah. And then I have West Virginia beating Virginia and Utah beating Arkansas. I hope BYU beats Notre Dame.
Man, that's the one. There's not one I'm rooting for more in the non-conference than that one.
Because the problem is everybody's going to look at this. What did Big 12 do outside of, well, if you say Arizona doesn't play one of your top teams.
Correct.
They don't play anybody outside of it.
Houston doesn't.
Houston doesn't. Texas Tech does not. Kansas State, which is going to be a top half, I think, of your league,
sure.
They don't either.
They don't either.
And so you've got Colorado playing 2.
So bring in
that they're going to be bad. Iowa State playing Iowa, they're going to be bad. So the perception, and when you start looking at things, is going to be, oh, yep, we said the Big 12's not very good, and
right. I can't count the number of times I've seen SEC fans, or just fans in general, drag the Big 12 because Arizona State lost to Mississippi State.
Yeah.
What? Your previous year's Big 12 champion lost to our last place team. I saw that so many times. It's just perception rules the day in college football. Been over it a million times. The reality is, if BYU got Notre Dame, you can be below 500, and you're still going to get pretty good cred for that.
Yeah, and
league.
That one and Baylor Auburn, I think are the 2 biggies that if we won both of those, then your Big 12 gets a big up.
Utah also needs to beat Arkansas.
Yeah,
we've got that one down as a win, but if you lose that one at home, that's a bad look.
Yeah, for sure.
Because they're towards the bottom of the league. How about Oklahoma State beating Oregon? That would do something.
You talk about a
be
total
the
turnaround
after losing by 60 or so last year.
Yeah,
golly, that would be the shock of all shocks. Don't think it'll happen.
No, a lot of people are really high on Oklahoma State. Nah, I don't see it this first year.
That's going to be a telling game, and telling's probably not right because teams change.
Right.
Week 2 is nowhere close to what you'll be in week 7 or 8, but it'll at least tell us something. Okay.
Yeah.
Is Oklahoma State, can they keep up? Can they make it a game for a half?
Yeah. Are they going to have any defense? I think everybody feels like they're going to be able to score and move the ball and do some things this year, but are they going to have defense? Are they going to have depth, interior, be able to run the ball? We need to run the ball, those things.
Why is the narrative always the same for the Leach tree guys?
Yep.
Are they going to have defense? They're going to score, but yeah. All right. On to most interesting facts of the day up next on 100.7 The Score.
Getting to the point, but taking the scenic route to get there. This is the Bottom Line Podcast from 100.7 The Score.
It is time for the most interesting facts of the day, brought to you by Dos Equis and the most interesting man in the world. Trent Hilliard to my right. I'm Choice Woodman. Lucas and Evelina across the way. Trent, did you know the now extinct passenger pigeon was, in all probability, once the most abundant bird on the planet?
I could see that. With still a lot of pigeons around.
There's still plenty of pigeons around.
Yeah.
They can't train any of the other ones? They're just too stupid?
I guess evolution's gone the opposite for them.
Kind of appears that way, yeah. Trent, did you know owls can't... A lot of birds here. Owls can't move their eyes.
No, but that makes sense. They have to turn their head.
Their eyes are
all
not
the way around.
Actually balls, but they're cylinders
Okay.
that are held in place by bones. That is weird to think of. Because of that, owls have evolved to be able to rotate their head 270 degrees both directions and 90 degrees up and down. Shoosh.
I wonder what advantage that is to have your eyes not... It has to do with
is it harder to
their flight or their...
peck out?
I don't know.
Another bird? I don't know. Trent, did you know some cats seem unusually interested in melons?
Didn't know that.
And because the fruit contains an amino acid that smells like meat to them.
I try to limit all knowledge of cat things.
Out on cats, huh?
Yes. My youngest daughter's about to move back in. She graduated, doesn't have a full-time job yet, so and she has
bringing a cat with her.
Two cats coming our way. So they're good cats, but there they are.
But they're cats.
They're cats, so they'll be in her room and not allowed to go roam the rest of the house. That's my issue. They just tear things up, man. They even with their own little scratching pads and stuff like that, they like to jump and tear things up.
Declaw those suckers.
Yeah.
Trent, did you know you're more likely to get hurt at work on a Monday than any other day of the week? Fridays have the fewest injuries.
Now that would make sense because there's probably the fewest amount of employees working on a Friday.
Probably.
But yeah, that's kind of surprising on a Monday. I'm not saying anything.
I'm trying to say that I don't work on Fridays. I will be here tomorrow. I think it will be the second Friday I've worked this summer.
There you go.
Possibly. Allegedly. Hey, Trent, did you know the dance scene for the ending of Footloose was originally in slow motion? But test audiences felt so cheated that the studio paid $250,000 to reshoot that scene just 6 weeks before the movie opened.
Okay.
Why you feel cheated? I guess because you want to dance to the beat?
I guess so. It always amazed me that the amount of people that didn't dance, had some of the most fantastic dance moves in their first dance ever. Amazing.
Trent, did you know Americans got the word for turkey because they wrongly thought they were from Turkey? In the country of Turkey, they call the bird Hindis, but because they wrongly thought they were from India. They're actually native to the Americas.
Turkeys have been mislabeled.
Apparently
so much so that the country goes Turkey-A.
Turkey-A. We're done being called turkey. I actually funny thing is that was the strangest and most unexpected thing I saw in New York the whole time I was there. A turkey. I saw a live turkey in whatever park it is on the south side of Manhattan. There's a park right there as you look out on at the Statue of Liberty.
Okay.
There was a turkey hanging out with the pigeons. No joke. My daughter, we're walking, and then my daughter's like, "Is that a turkey?" I thought she was joking. I'm like, "No. What are you talking about?" I'm like, "That's a pigeon." She's like, "Look." I look, and there is a turkey right there hanging out with the pigeons. I'm like, this bird wanted to identify as a pigeon on that day.
Of the free food and free grocery stores and all that stuff that the mayor promised them.
That's probably it.
You just got to hunt your own turkey roaming around.
Yeah. Resident Aggie says, "Why do y'all think Auburn is winner over Woodman's Beard?" Is that supposed to be Baylor? Auburn is not that good because they won last year. That's I put it as a toss-up game, but I don't. Auburn won in Waco last year, and that wasn't a good Auburn team. So I don't know. Baylor is the team. I said last week, or whenever the heck I've been on the radio, that I think Baylor's the hardest team for me to put a stamp on. Is that with you? I can't remember.
Right. Yes.
What's the team that is the hardest to identify what they are and easiest? Baylor's the hardest for me.
Well, because it's this is their year to be good.
Because they're not expected
to
be good.
And
it's what they've done under
Aranda's kind of, well, they're not very good, and he gets on the hot seat, and then they turn in a good year, and he's off of it. And
it's what they've done.
I just don't know first game what they're going to look like playing now. The quarterback will have something to prove, especially against the SEC competition. So he will be highly motivated, I'm sure, for that game.
One would think. Yeah, DJ Lagway, I think I'm higher on him than a lot of my colleagues around here. What do you expect out of him?
I think he's going to be very good and very dangerous.
I do too, which, again, if DJ Lagway is what he was last year at Florida, that's a 4-win football team. If DJ Lagway is what he was, I say that, Baylor's got to have a better defense than they did last year. But if he's what he was 2 years ago at Florida, and the guy that came into the season last year expected to potentially be the top overall pick, then that's a version of Baylor that I think could be 8-4. They're a 4-8 to 8-4 team. I don't think they can excel much beyond that.
Right.
Maybe 9's the top mark for them, but quarterback matters a lot, especially when that's what you're leaning on, and Baylor typically has to lean on the quarterback.
Yeah, and so that's where one of those things you want Baylor to win. It's good for the conference. We need them to win, but you also but I really don't need y'all to get rolling either early in the season and with a bunch of confidence. So,
Thomas says, "I was bitten by a dog on a Friday, if that counts, at work." Okay. Well, I guess that counts. So man, what kind of job are you working at that's got a dog biting you?
Yeah, you got that dog in you.
Got that dog. Val says, "Pigeons. Those are rock pigeons and not native to North America. They were brought in along with starlings and house sparrows by a guy in New York who wanted to have all the birds mentioned in Shakespeare's sonnets. What a buffoon."
Yeah.
Goodness.
That's throwing some knowledge. We got Shakespeare going. Huh?
I mean, we're a buttoned-up program here in the afternoon. Sometimes
we've discussed Shakespeare and Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde today.
We have.
And that's very cultural of us.
Lucas was dropping the knowledge, and no doubt.
And then we threw in John Daly. Just
yeah. I'll said anything.
John Daly's country album. Yes. If nothing else, we're a versatile bunch here with the bottom line. We do have an announcement from Tech. officially do have our date for Texas Tech Media Day, which doesn't mean a lot to everybody, but it's one more marker closer to the season.
Right.
It'll be Tuesday, August the 4th. So Tuesday, August 4th, which is, I believe, the day before practices start up officially. We'll get to hear from all the other Tech football players and coordinators and that sort of thing. So there you go. Appreciate all you joining us today. Thanks for all the participation, thoughts, and comments on the Yates Flooring Center chat line. Do it again, same time, same place tomorrow. Trent, have a good rest of your day.
Sure will.
Bottom line is done, but you can head over to Tech Talk for more local sports talk coming up over on Double T 97.3. For Trent Hilliard, for Lucas White, Evelina, I'm Choice Woodman. It's been The Bottom Line on 100.7 The Score.
This has been the Bottom Line Podcast from 100.7 The Score. Go to 100-7thescore.com for more from the Double T Sports Network.